next guest has finally arrived. Well, it's about time. Do you know how long we've been waiting? It seems like an age. Whoever invited us here must at least know us, don't you think? In any event, we're all stuck here together, so we might as well get acquainted. The rest of us have already traded introductions. I'm Matilda Petite. The others are Nels the Naughty, Neville, Devisi Dran, and Primo Antonius. Now, who might you be? Please, tell us a little bit about yourself. You're a funny one. Good, I'm glad one of us has a sense of humour about all this. It'll make our time here that much more enjoyable. Personally, I think she's a little floozy. She's been eyeing young Primo Antonius, probably smells his wealth. That's right, it's a Breton name. I'll have you know the Petites are one of High Rock's oldest and most respected noble families. Oh, that man disgusts me. I find his entire manner offensive. Why, just before you got here, he told me the most off-colour joke about an Argonian maid. Well, if I can be perfectly honest with you, I find Neville quite attractive. Red Guards are so exotic, don't you think? It's obvious that young Primo comes from wealth. A chest full of gold would be mere spending change for him.
So, you finally showed up. It's about time. People of my station are not accustomed to waiting. Say what you're... Every little bit helps. Can I be honest with you, my friend? I find Devisi captivating. She possesses a beauty beyond compare. Maybe you could do me a favor. If you speak with her, put in a good word for me, would you? I would be forever in your debt. Apparently, the poor old woman thinks she's from a well-to-do family. Truth is, I have servants with more nobility in their blood than her. Nels is a drunk. He doesn't even try to hide that fact. But what else is he? When the liquor is dried, what remains of the man? I think Nels drinks to forget, maybe about some tragedy in his life. He plays the buffoon, but I sense a deep sadness in him. I know he's a retired Imperial Legion officer. Apparently, he's been in campaigns all across the Empire, from Skyrim to Morrowind. I also get the sense that he's very eager to find the gold. I can't imagine his life of servitude to the Empire left him with much to retire on. It's a regal name from a rather regal family. Indeed, my father owns more property than the East Empire Company.
I'm going to open a tavern.
Yes. Maybe we'll speak again later.
Not that I welcome your patron.
Tavern?
I can't quite decide where I should go.
Oh, I should have known.
I don't...
Ah, yes, the sixth guest. I'm Neville. It's nice to make your acquaintance. Say what you... Every little bit helps. Devisi is a dark elf. They call themselves Dunmer. When I was young, I spent some time stationed on Fort Moonmoth, on their homeland of Morrowind. I have great respect for the Dunmer people. They are strong and noble and generally understand the importance of law and discipline. Unfortunately, Devisi doesn't seem to like me very much, but I don't blame her. The young ones tend to have problems with authority figures. If I may be honest, I feel a bit sorry for the old woman. She comes from a noble family, I'm sure, but seems a lot less well off than she should be. Know what I think? I think that barbarian will do anything to get his hands on the chest of gold. He's kinda greedy and vicious, all of them. Trust me, I know. I was stationed at Fort Frostmoth for a few years on the Isle of Solstheim. Those Nords are a bunch of animal-worshipping savages. They're all the same, full of meat and something to prove. We lost a lot of good men up there. A lot of good men. I'm a Red Guard, though I've never actually been to Hammerfell. I was born here in Cyrodiil. My family has been in the Legion for 3 generations. I'll confess that I have no idea why Primo is here. The kid's got more wealth than the rest of us combined. He sure doesn't need a chest of gold. Maybe he's incredibly greedy, but I don't think so. My guess is that Primo is so bored he simply has nothing better to do. All right, then. I guess I'd better start looking. That gold's not gonna find itself.
It's a nice house.
Well, hello there. Nels is my name. Some call me naughty, but don't you believe it. All right. That'll get you something. Let me confide something in you, my friend. Dovisi is the spitting image of my own daughter. Her skin is darker, of course, but that sweet face. My daughter was killed, you see, a few years back by bandits. I'm sorry. Please forgive a father's heavy heart. You should have seen the old biddy trying to talk to young Primo Antonius. She may be a noble, but he looked down on her like a scullery maid. Don't let the name fool you. I had a bit too much mead a few years back, and there was this tavern wench. Anyway, just call me Nels. I will confide something in you, my friend. I despise Neville and all his Imperial Legion ilk. They are useless, uncaring tools of corruption. 3 years ago, my village in Skyrim was attacked by bandits. We went to the nearby Imperial Legion outpost, but they refused to help us. My dear, sweet daughter Olga was killed that day. She was murdered, and the Legion would do nothing to help her. Neville and his kind are scum. Primo is young and rich. I can sense a good, decent person in there somewhere. He just has to get his priorities straight.
Look, I don't want to break anything, but the chest of gold could be hidden anywhere. Hello, I'm Dovesi. I'm very pleased to meet you. Now that you're here, we can really start looking for that chest of gold. What I mean to say is, before you arrived, we all just sort of glanced around a bit. Now that we're all officially here, we can look in earnest. What? Thank you. How kind. Not much to tell about me, really. I'm from Morrowind originally, but my family moved to Valenwood a few years ago. Honestly, I don't think she likes me. It's because I'm a Dunmer. I heard her say something to Neville, and it wasn't very nice. Every now and then he looks over at me and smiles. I think he's sweet on me. If Nels finds the gold, maybe he'll want some company. I know he's a retired soldier, but not just a soldier. He was an officer in the Imperial Legion. I hate the Legion and everything it stands for. When those soldiers came to Morrowind, they persecuted my people and stole our lands. Neville may not be in the Legion anymore, but who knows what atrocities he committed. It's pretty obvious that Primo comes from a wealthy family. He would never be interested in a girl like me, I'm afraid. He did? Oh my goodness, what should I do? Should I talk to him? Or maybe play hard to get? Or should I, or would that be too forward? Oh, you think so? I mean, it is rather forward, but I like it. All right, then. I'll wait for him in his room upstairs. Oh, thank you, thank you. All right, then, I guess I'd better start looking. That gold's not going to find itself.
Is that why someone invited us here? To kill us? Oh, this is horrible. I'm beginning to get a bad feeling about all of this. I'd leave right now if I could. Well, the money means nothing to me. I just thought it would be fun. Who among us is vile enough to take the life of such a beautiful, precious creature? If I find out who did this, they will pay with their life! Now that someone's been killed, Matilda may be a little frightened for her own safety, but she's still more concerned with finding the hidden gold. Matilda claims to be from one of the High Rock's most distinguished noble families, but I have a feeling their fortune has long been squandered. Before the body turned up, I got the sense that Nels was a bit of a drunkard, but he seems truly unnerved now and is drinking rather excessively. Neville seems different now that someone has been killed, more alert, more aware. Something tells me he's not going to take all of this lying down. He's a trained soldier after all. I bet if anyone can figure out what's going on here, it will be him. You'd be smart to stay with the rest of the group. It's just not safe to go one...
Please, sweetie, stay close to me. The killer might strike again, whoever he or she is. One less dark elf in the world. And now there's one less person to find the gold as well. It's a good day, don't you think? You think Nels might be the killer? Well, he plays the buffoon, but it could all be an act. He is an Ord, and they're such a savage, uncivilized people. Neville has a strong sense of justice, I can tell. If we find out who the killer is, he'll take care of things, if you know what I mean. I worry about the boy. What if the killer is after money? Primo is quite wealthy. He could be the next victim. You'd be smart to stay with the rest of the group. It's just not safe to go one...
A guest has been murdered. So it begins. You mark my words, this entire party is a trap. Someone wants us all dead, and now they have their chance. I was in the Legion for a great many years, my friend. I saw a lot of horrible things, including the murders of children. It made no sense then, it makes no sense now. But don't you worry. I vowed to bring Divisi's killer to justice. She's afraid, and for good reason. If the killer strikes again, they may very well pick an easy target, like Matilde. She needn't worry, though. I'm a trained soldier, with 20 years of experience dealing with situations like this. On my honor, this killer will be caught and dealt with. Nords are raised to be cold-blooded killers. Don't take your eyes off Nels if you value your life. I'll bet anything he's our murderer. To be honest, my instincts tell me the kid isn't the killer. Sure, he's a bit obnoxious, but that doesn't make him capable of murder. I knew this little party was too good to be true.
Have you heard, my friend? One of our fellow guests has been murdered. This bodes ill for our stay and our search for the gold. No. When I looked into Divisi's face, it was like peering at my own daughter. I feel like I've lost her all over again. It seems she's upset about the murder, but there's something else. It's almost like she's glad there's less competition for the gold. Greedy old bat. I really have to wonder where Neville was when someone was getting slaughtered just a few rooms away. Maybe he was busy looking for the chest of gold, or maybe he was right next to the victim with his hand on the hilt of a dagger. Think about it. Whoever the killer is will have to be strong and quick. Now, I'm not saying Primo is our murderer, but you have to admit it's at least possible. You'd be smart to stay with the rest of the group. It's just not safe to go wandering off alone with a killer on the loose.
It's not safe to be alone. I certainly don't want to be the third victim.
We're being stalked like animals in the forest. I'm still not sure if the killer is one of the other guests or is hiding somewhere in the house. One thing I do know is that the killer won't just stop with two. They never do. You and I, we need to watch each other's backs. I've got my old Legion armor and sword in a chest upstairs. It's time I geared up and showed this coward just who he's dealing with. There's a killer in here, and Mathilde needs protection. Who better to defend her but me? I'm keeping my eye on the old woman, don't you worry. Don't you worry, my friend. Nels won't get away with this, not on my watch. Primo was a young man, strong and full of life. Surely he would have been able to defend himself against an attacker. Don't go far. It's too dangerous to go wandering around this house.
It's not safe.
Well met. Don't go far. It's too dangerous to go wandering around this house.
I've been trying to figure out who our host might be. With 2 people dead, it almost seems like he set this party up just to kill us all. 2 people dead, yet Nell still lives. I don't think that's a coincidence. Nords are savages born to kill. I just know he did it. Do you think he could have done it? I mean, he's a retired soldier. He's killed before. Oh dear, this can't be happening. I just can't believe he's dead. He was like a young, beautiful prince. I hope whoever did this can live with themselves.
There you are. Listen, I've searched every inch of this house. It's sealed up tight. There's no way in or out, and there's nobody hiding any place. That means the killer has been inside with us all along. You and I aren't murderers, so that leaves one person. It's Nels the Naughty. You would do that for me? You are truly a good friend. Yes, I fear this is beyond even my ability. I'm not as young as I used to be. I'll take refuge in my room until Nels has been dealt with. Thank you, my friend, and good luck. There you are. Listen, I've searched every inch of this house. It's sealed up tight. There's no way in or out, and there's nobody hiding any place. That means the killer has been inside with us all along. You and I aren't murderers, so that leaves one person. It's Nels the Naughty. You would do that for me? You are truly a good friend. Yes, I fear this is beyond even my ability. I'm not as young as I used to be. I'll take refuge in my room until Nels has been dealt with. Thank you, my friend, and good luck.
My friend, please stay safe. 3 of us have been murdered. Besides you and me, there's only one guest left, if you know what I'm saying. I've seen death like this before. Many years ago, my daughter was murdered by bandits who came to our village. I'm sorry. I need a drink. Some bloodthirsty monster killed that woman in cold blood. It's obvious to me one of the other guests killed her to eliminate the competition. Assuming that's true, who's next? You? Me? We need to keep our eyes open, friend, and we'd do well not to trust the others. That sniveling Legion dog must die. Do you understand me? He's the murderer. He killed all those people. He must pay for what he's done.
You and I are the only ones left. But we did it. We survived. We won.